welcome back now, Lara Kennedy.
Okay, thank you for staying. So, I'm going to start with a poem that was inspired by Malala Yousafzai, who I'm sure you all know. This is her story. Malala speaks. I don't know you, and you don't know me, but you are a human, and so am I. And you know the power of words, and so do I. And you give a voice to many, and so do I. And you believe in the truth, and so do I. And you are willing to die for your truth. But I'm not there yet, and maybe I'll never get there. Your simple truth is this: all have a right to education. In the eyes of the world, you're a girl and I'm a woman, but you are more woman than I. Only 16, she's so young, they exclaim in surprise. But they are not amazed at the youth of your body, at the age of your soul, for your soul is timeless. It breathes on eternal truths, and for your body's willingness to play its part, I thank you. You wrote when the pen was too strong for others' hands. You spoke when the words were too heavy for others' tongues. Amidst all the noise, your quiet voice was the loudest. They may have filled their ears with beeswax, but your words can only be heard by the heart, and they will kill themselves before they kill you. That day, your head was spinning, winning the top of the class, the last thing you thought ought to have been such. Much like any other day, waiting for your classmates, dates for a little snack. Back home you went, tentative you say. Today, the traffic is where? There is no sound. Bounding on board they came, the same age as you, few would believe it. Sitting there in surprise, their eyes made you known, alone. A bullet lodged in your neck, your words lodged lower in our hearts. For 7 days only they silenced your voice. But in those 7 days the whole world spoke up. And then you woke up and declared, they can shoot my body, but they can never shoot my dreams. You saw death, and you smiled at him. And the brightness of your smile made him reach out his arm, not to catch you, but to cover his own eyes, for such luminosity with him does not agree. Every word that you utter drips with the peace that you have made with yourself. These words I have spoken, for Malala speaks. This next one is the one about that squirrel that Patrick mentioned at the beginning. It was in Regent's Park. Colonels. The squirrel, a teacher most beloved, whose classroom has no door, whose lesson, the art of being humble. For it stumbles on kernels again and again, given and given, each cone a token of generosity the highest majesty bestows. Seeds, though preferring the shade beneath blades, are as the dewdrops delighting in the light, both threads that trace back to the self-same night. And in fairness, so too does each gift receive its like, an inheritance from time, a lot of land, allotted as long as trespassing is forbidden. In awe of this squirrel, for whom the sun is a cloud raining luck. What is your secret? I asked, hoping to bask in that dew that is due to all. Come, came the reply, spoken with his eye. Come here, to the front, for your words are the hole that houses the answer, the act of asking that which you desire. But next time, sit here, your voice saved from the strain of the shout, the question free from the blisters that befriend a long trunk. And with that, off it leaped, on legs sculpted as lips with which to kiss the breeze, with a nose moulded to pick up where the eyes cannot go, with claws spread to embrace their kindred earth, with a jaw to be locked by a nut, and with a tail not puffed up with pride, but thick with thanks, each hair an offering, merely standing on end to send its message to the air. This is one about life. It's called Thirst. The cup tastes bitter, but it is sweet life I crave. A patch on the tongue, perpetually parched. A body for a mouth, and by this vessel is it drunk. Each step a sip, each word a gulp, each embrace a long draw. A thirst rivaled only by the mouths of rivers, the body of water fearing dryness, so all-consuming the drinking is never ending. For a curse in disguise is each water droplet, wrapped in its aqua cloak, cultivating greater thirst than before, always more, always more. But thirst, do not mistake these words for complaints, flames from which you run, for the heat that hits your ears is that of air. Yet if you leave, eyes follow your lead, and pour forth to douse the embers, to mark the spot where once you stood. For longing changes not form, only direction towards the object of affection. And in your absence, water would lose its luster, and desire would seek that which desires it, thirst, by which all else is birthed. And charged with my birth, so too shall this thirst release my body when my time is done, the pursuit of life outrunning this skin. And a cup filled to the brim is raised to my lips, the last of its kind, for now in water do I swim. And life, here, is my outstretched hand, extending not to clasp the cup, but to grasp that which lifts it. A handshake our signatures, bringing cups of perspiration, the footprints of hard work, glasses half empty with tears, the loss of which attests the loss for which they weep. And a fountain spouting vapour so fine, every eye would deny it, every heart live by it. To quench our vow, the dependence mutual, for I too feed you. I'm going to finish now with one called An Old Friend. I bumped into an old friend last night in my bedroom, wearing that oversized t-shirt I like to sleep in. I turned around and there they were in the mirror. Instant recognition. But where from? It had been so long. The eyes gave them away, sparkling with tales of their long journey, too many adventures to recount. So much those eyes had seen, they had been around the world many times over, and on each encounter they had seen proof of the truth. An image that imprints so it cannot be rinsed away by tears or streams of thought. For it becomes the thing by which it is seen, and the mirror did not reflect, but kept the real thing. I shall never forget the light of those wise eyes, the light I knew, and look, I knew too, remembered from a time where time does not exist. So bright, they did not put my lamp to shame, but made it shine brighter still, for light is all the same. Don't I know you? I asked. Yes, we've met before. replied the eyes. And then I knew who you were. For the first time in this lifetime, those eyes were mine.
A wonderful debut at Dodo Modern Poets from Lara Kennedy, and so we'd be delighted to have her here again at some point in the future, but please put your hands together once more for Lara. And now, Claire Mully returns to the Dodo stage.